on, Ball Talk, folks? It is good to be back, baby. I'm excited. I see Waleed smiling. Yes, you heard it. Waleed Ahmad is back for a second episode in a row. Welcome back, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you, man?
Good, man. I'm excited to jump right into this episode. I do first need to say to all of those tuning in, this is going to be a March Madness episode. March is here, baby. Oh my God.
Yes, and you know what that means. It's time for me to win another bracket challenge in the
You're
group
not
chat.
gonna
You
win.
know,
You're not gonna
again,
win.
boy.
Come
Imagine
on.
the NC State dude winning it all again, even though we're right now in the NIT and we're playing somebody right now. I don't even know if we're winning, honestly. Last time I checked, I think we were down by 3. So
That
I'm
would
really
be
scared.
jokes if you get knocked out in the first round
And
of the
we're number
NIT.
2 seed, and I would be which we can get into this maybe later. I think it's kind of disrespectful that NC State isn't in there, and also Clemson. I think those are 2 ACC schools that
Look,
should have been in there. And
I agree.
I get the whole metric system, but I think that it changes every year, and I don't really
I agree.
much fun
I
in
agree
there.
100%. I have to ask you before we jump into this bracket, does Kevin Keats get fired?
No, man.
Okay.
No. It takes times to build a culture, right? Like if
Okay.
it really wants to build a culture, then this thing takes time. You can't just say Kevin Keats is out right now, especially when a lot of the problems it seems like is more like a personnel issue than a coaching issue, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. That's a fair point. Now, before we jump in, I do need to tell the viewers that we are putting these episodes now back on YouTube now that we're recording on Skype. So I have technical difficulties with my computer. I'd planned to upload the last episode tonight. Unfortunately, that won't be happening, knowing my luck. But these are going to go up on YouTube if you want to watch us on our Skype call. But we're going to jump right into the bracket. The one last thing
Yes,
I need to
NC
tell
State won.
NC State won?
Yes.
What was the score?
Literally narrowly by 6 points we won, 84-78.
Against who?
They're Hofstra.
Okay, Hofstra. Yeah. Okay.
Hofstra.
All right. Well,
So now we'll either be playing Georgetown or Harvard.
ooh, that'd be a nice
Yeah.
matchup. Well, there you
Yeah.
go, guys. As you can tell, NC State's making it big in the NIT.
Wow,
but
that
before-
sounds so low-key shady.
But before we jump into the NCAA bracket, I do have to say that Ben Lyons finally hit me back up. I'm kind of excited. So hopefully we'll get that going soon.
Awesome.
But, all right, let's jump right in. I want to jump in on the east side, south
Let's do
side.
it.
Let's jump in on the east. And
Okay.
let's
Hiren,
go
you have
with Duke. And look, Duke's going to get past North Dakota State if they win or whoever else they're playing. They're going to get past
NC
VCU.
Central. Yeah. Yeah. So you think that Duke's your number? You're in for the first round?
I'm saying Duke is in for the first round.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, all right. I'll take them to round 2.
Okay, and so will I.
And so will you? Okay.
Yes.
Now we got VCU, UCF. I'm going VCU on that one, even though UCF has Taco Fall.
I was about to say, UCF, I think like last time they were pretty disrespected too. Their fan base is kind of disrespectful, low key. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not gonna vote for them for that. And VCU has always been like this weird underdog in the tournament for some reason.
But they don't have Shaka Smart as a head coach anymore. So I don't know if they're gonna work the same March Madness magic.
That's true, but I'm gonna put VCU in.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's go through round 1 and then we'll analyze all the way through. All right. And
Okay.
I want you to
Yeah,
write this
that'd be
down.
cool. Okay.
So I haven't looked at this much. I'm going to go with Mississippi State over Liberty.
I'm gonna actually put Liberty in there. That's
Okay.
gonna be my upset. Yes.
All right. I'm going Virginia Tech for sure.
I'm gonna put Virginia Tech as well.
I got Maryland beating, I think it'll be Temple, but I have Maryland winning that game.
Yes, I do as well.
And the next game, my bracket's a little cut off. It's Yale versus.
LSU.
Ooh, this might be my upset pick, as good as LSU might be.
Really?
Am I rolling with it for ball talk? I might not roll with it for my actual bracket in
Yeah.
ESPN. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going with Yale to upset LSU in the first round of the tournament.
I'm keeping LSU. I think that they're gonna be able to deal with their woes and continue to be fine.
Okay. All right. I'm going Louisville over Minnesota.
I actually have Minnesota there.
Okay, so that's an upset then.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and then I got Michigan State, of course. Tom Izzo,
Yes,
Cassius
I agree.
Winston, boys are hot right now.
Yes, I agree. And they got quite disrespected by the tourney people, I believe. To have them in the number one seed with Duke, I think, is an atrocity, and they should be in the same bracket on the Gonzaga side, in my opinion. But that's neither here or there.
I don't think that's going to be a big problem, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Mhm.
All right, wow, throwing
Really, Tom Izzo thinks otherwise, but
throwing
you
throwing.
you.
I'm throwing little sneak peeks in here. All right, let's jump into
Clearly.
Gonzaga.
Okay, so
I got
have
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
All
I have
right,
Gonzaga as well.
I got Syracuse.
I have Baylor.
That is bold. Okay.
Yeah.
I got, as much as I like Ja Morant, I have Marquette taking down Murray State.
I have Marquette as well.
Okay. I want to make sure you're not riding the Ja Morant train.
I think he's really good. I think he has the potential to. We'll talk about it later, but I think that he is quite the stud. It's not anything but the fact that his team, I don't think, is altogether better than Marquette's. I think that's
absolutely. I am running Florida State on the next one.
Hey, okay, I agree.
And then I'm going Buffalo.
I will also go. Yeah, I'm going Buffalo.
Buffalo's good, bro. Danny Hurley is the head coach.
Yeah.
And then I'm going Texas Tech, Nevada. Wait, is that Nevada versus Florida, or who's Nevada playing?
Nevada versus Florida, yes, sir.
Ooh, that's a tough one, actually. I'm actually going to pull. I think some people might call it an upset. I'm going Florida over Nevada.
I'm going Florida as well, actually.
Okay. Yes, and then I'm going Michigan over Montana.
And I am also going Michigan.
All right. So we're breezing through round one. Don't worry, people. We're going to get into the analysis come round two, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and national title. All right, jumping to the region. I got UVA. As crazy as it might sound that UVA can get upset 2 years in a row by a 16 seed, it's not happening.
No, I say UVA as well.
Okay. Now, this 8-9 game is going to be tough for me to predict. I know Ole Miss has been not great, but they've been pretty good this year.
Ole Miss hasn't been there in the tournament for, I think, 3 years now. It's been a little bit.
So I'm going to put an upset here. I'm going Oklahoma.
I'm putting Oklahoma as well.
Okay. And I think that's a big factor for me, what you just mentioned, that they haven't been in the tournament in a few years.
Yeah.
Now, this 5-12 matchup is interesting. This 5-12 matchup is interesting between Wisconsin and Oregon, because Oregon went and won the Pac-12 title, breezed through the tournament when no one thought they would without Bol. And that's why NC State is not in the NCAA
exactly.
tournament.
That's what hurts, because they're the reason why we're not in it.
Exactly. So I don't know. Look, I want to roll with Oregon because I know a lot about the NCAA tournament and that it's all about who's going hot into the tournament.
Yeah.
But I can't. I just got to stick with Wisconsin on this one.
I'm going Nike Town, Oregon.
You're going Oregon?
I'm going Oregon.
They disrespected NC State?
Listen, it's okay. We got to have some little underdog in there. I mean, underdog-ish.
Okay. All right. So you're going Oregon. I'm going Wisconsin. The next one, I'm going Kansas State.
I'm going UC Irvine.
Okay. You're pulling another. You know who went to UC Irvine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
what's his name? Who?
Who are you thinking?
There was some. I was reading up on it. It was what's his name? It's slipping.
Didn't Hassan Minaj go to UC Irvine?
Did he?
Or did he go to
UC? I think.
He went to a different UC. Never mind. Okay, you're taking UC Irvine. I'm taking Kansas State. Now, this next matchup is going to be I don't know if I'll put this in my bracket, my actual bracket, like I said in my previous one. But I'm going St. Mary's to upset Villanova.
That's interesting. I trust Villanova way too much. I'm putting Villanova.
I do as well. But St. Mary's just beat Gonzaga in the championship game.
I totally get that. I think Villanova has proven to be a team that, like, with their coaching, with the players that they have, they're really structured, and I think that they can overcome that adversity of, like, a very hot team coming in.
Look, I'm all with you. I'm just doing it simply for ball talk for anyone listening. I'm going to roll with St. Mary's, but in my bracket, I'm probably going to put Villanova. So actually, to be real, for ball talk, I'm going to go Villanova. So I'm on your side. You kind of convinced me. All right, we're going Villanova. The next one I think is a no-brainer, Purdue. I don't think Old Dominion has a chance.
I agree.
I think that the 7-10 matchup, I'm going with an upset. I think Iowa will take down Cincinnati.
I'm gonna keep Cincinnati. Actually, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
There's no upset there in my opinion.
Okay, and then Tennessee, I think, that's a no-brainer. They're
I
going to take
guess
down Colgate.
I think that Tennessee is being disrespected by a lot of people. So
All right,
I
so let's jump into the Midwest. I might
yes.
just be being, superstitious as a Carolina guy, but I'm kind of scared of Iona. I don't know why, but I am.
It has that weird name. It's not Iowa. It's not like it's
Exactly.
Iona.
It's giving me flashbacks of like Lehigh and Mercer for Duke.
I have UNC though.
I got UNC. I mean, you already know. So yeah. Tar Heels going on to the next round. That 8-9 matchup, I'm going Utah State.
I'm going Washington.
I think you are mistaken. Utah State is hot right now. They just took down Nevada. I don't see Utah State losing, man.
I don't know. I think
I just see you picking a 9 over an 8 so that you can have some upsets.
No, because I think that they have a lot of pressure coming in. I believe this is the team that had a lot of controversy with another team during the tournament. If I'm not mistaken. So I believe that there was some controversy. If I'm wrong,
there was
there
was controversy in terms of one of the assistant coaches calling a player from Nevada something.
Yeah, so I believe that there's gonna be some kind of commotion going on. I don't think players will be focused, and they'll have this entire bracket to have to go through in their first round. I think Washington could come up and sneak by them, and I think Washington is a great team.
Okay. All right, that's fair. I think the next round, it's Auburn. I mean, New Mexico State.
Auburn. Yeah, I see Auburn as well.
I am tempted on the next one to go Northeastern over Kansas.
No.
A part of me can't do it, but a part of me says do it because I'm going to be honest with you, Kansas has been reeling all season.
But they do this, I feel like, kind of every year. They always win their section over Kansas State, whatever. That's true. This is the first year, I believe, that Kansas State has a better record than they do.
Fair.
I believe
100%.
This is the first year. And they broke Kansas's record with the most championships or regular season championships. So there is that, but I also have Kansas State losing, so I have to have a Kansas team winning.
So you're going Kansas.
That's my logic, yes.
I'm going to go Kansas, too. I don't know if Northeastern has enough. Let's go Kansas. I would love to see Northeastern win, though. My cousin went to Northeastern, so that's a little family ties right there.
Very cool.
Iowa State, Ohio State, as much as I hate Ohio State, they're moving on.
Really? You think so?
You're going Iowa State?
No, I am Ohio State too.
Okay.
Load, boy. I see your veins, boy.
No, get out of here, man. All right. I'm going Houston over Georgia State, even though Georgia State had that run a few years ago.
As well. Houston is a great team.
They are. They are a phenomenal team. I'm kind of scared of them.
Yes, that's what I was saying that. So actually, if I see any team losing to UNC, I think it's Houston low key.
You mean beating UNC?
Beating UNC, yeah.
Yeah.
If I see any team like giving a true struggle, it could be.
It could be Houston. It could be Houston, or it could be. Wait, did I say Ohio State over Iowa State?
Yeah.
I'm lying, bro. What am I thinking? No, Iowa State's gonna win that game.
Ohio State, because that's where D-Load from.
Get out of here. Did you see? Your love for D-Lo is unbelievable.
Listen, let me tell you why. It's because everybody always counted D-Lo out, and I always rode for him. And now he's an all-star.
Yeah, because he's a snitch.
Is eating his word.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. D-Lo, if you're watching this, I want to interview you. I live in Brooklyn. You play for Brooklyn. Let's link up, bro. No, dude, Iowa State, did you see what they did in their championship game?
I did, man. I think Ohio State. I think because you have to have some upsets in there, right? I think Ohio State.
No, the upsets are coming later. Iowa State's winning that game. I don't care what you say. Houston's moving on. I have an upset here. I'm going Seton Hall over Wofford.
I'm actually having Seton Hall.
Yeah, and it's interesting because last year Wofford beat us, the Tar Heels. As you can see, I'm wearing my UNC shirt. I did it specifically for the episode. They beat us in Chapel Hill, so they've got a good team. They got Fletcher McGee, but I'm going Seton Hall, man.
Same.
And then Kentucky.
Yes, Kentucky.
There's no okay. All right, so round 2, we've got.
All right, so there's For me, it's Duke and VCU.
Yeah, same here. Duke. I said
Okay.
Duke and VCU.
So
We
I
got
have
Duke.
Duke. I have Duke going on in that match.
Of course, Duke is moving on. There's no. I mean, I'm not even questioning that one. Too much inside with Zion, and I don't think VCU can match up with that. You have Liberty and Virginia Tech. I have Mississippi State and Virginia Tech. I'm going VT onto the Sweet 16.
I'm going VT as well.
I think we're gonna get a rematch because VT beat Duke earlier like a month ago down in Blacksburg, Virginia. The next one we've got both have Maryland. You have LSU. I have Yale. I have
Maryland.
I have the Maryland going to the Sweet 16, which will be good for a team that just moved out of the ACC a few years ago. Then I've got Louisville. You've got Minnesota, and we both got Michigan State. I've got Michigan State going on to the Sweet 16.
I've got Michigan State as well.
All right. Well, looks like we might be on a crash course for Michigan State, Duke.
And we've talked about this. I'm excited for the viewers to listen in on this.
I want to move out from the West. Let's jump to the Midwest. I want to jump into Carolina here.
Okay.
I got Carolina. You have Carolina and Washington. I have Carolina and Utah State.
Yes.
I'm going Carolina.
I'm going Carolina as well.
All right. Auburn and Kansas. I am actually going Auburn on this one, not Kansas.
I'm going Auburn as well.
All right. So we're looking at a 1-5 matchup in the Sweet 16 between North Carolina and an Auburn team that won the SEC and upset Tennessee in the title game.
Yeah.
You've got
Ohio. Not upset. That means beat them.
They beat them. They beat them.
Yes.
All right. You've got Ohio. I've got Iowa State. You got Ohio State, and I've got Houston, and you've got Houston.
And I've got Houston going on.
And I do as well. So I'm going to ride
so
with
even
that.
though we disagree in the beginning, it's always in the end let's get back to reality.
I have Houston moving on to the Sweet 16, and they're going to play. I'm not even going to jump. I'm not going to be redundant. They're going to play Kentucky.
Yes, and I completely agree with you.
All right. Now jump
into
the
let's
South.
move to the West. Oh, South.
South.
Okay, let's move to the South.
Let's just make this easier. I'm gonna go UVA over Oklahoma, and I've got UVA in the Sweet 16. I know you do the same.
Yep.
And you've got Oregon moving on in Kansas, and UC Irvine moving on. I've got Wisconsin and Kansas State, and I'm gonna take Wisconsin moving into the Sweet 16 to play Virginia.
And so here I've got actually UC Irvine making another.
Oh, get out of here! UC Irvine's not going to the Sweet 16, bro.
I believe it, though.
You're sounding like Dick Vitale right now. Absolute trash.
Why not? Well, excuse me, just because you're over here biased because he's Duke blood.
He's Duke blood. Every time he said Duke's gonna win, they lose. I don't know why he's Duke blood.
So that means every year if he says Duke's gonna win, that means that eventually you get.
Oh, excuse me, they won once. All right. Anyways, let's keep
they
moving on.
won. They won 5. Let's won 5.
Sorry, I'm sitting over here with the 7. But anyways, let's keep going. All right. I said St. Mary's is going to upset Villanova, and we both agreed on Purdue.
Yes.
I have.
You say Mary's keep going.
Am I about to do this?
You say wait, hold on. Earlier you said
I said Villanova. You're right. My bad.
Okay.
I have Villanova moving on to the Sweet 16 over Purdue.
Okay. Yeah, same.
All right. So we're not believing in that 3 seed.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And it's not even because of Purdue, Marseille. It's because of Villanova, and have to respect their. It's the same thing. Like I'm respecting Kentucky's overall history, so I'm respecting Villanova's.
And you have to respect you have to respect Jay Wright and I don't know why I was thinking of Kentucky. Jay Wright and kind of the history that they have there over the past 4 years. And I want to skip through the rest. We both have Tennessee on to the Sweet 16.
Yes, we do.
All right, moving to the West. Am I about to do this? I don't know if I'm going to do this. All right, we both have Syracuse and Gonzaga moving on.
I have Gonzaga and Baylor, actually.
Oh, man, am I going to do this? All right, I don't think I have the courage to do it. I'm going Gonzaga moving on, and
I have Gonzaga as well.
Okay. I was going to say Syracuse. I think Syracuse could take down Gonzaga, but
the reason I don't even have Syracuse, I have Syracuse losing to Baylor is because I just don't believe that the system that Jim Boeheim plays is just
not
going to work.
1 second. That zone is lethal. They
It is,
Duke
but it's
in
the
Durham
same thing. But
with
he's done
Zion.
the same thing over and over and over. This is year in, year out, year in, year out.
You know what? Because of that, I'm changing my bracket.
You're gonna have them Syracuse winning. You know,
I have Syracuse taking down Gonzaga, baby.
Well, that's fine because they're not doing that.
All right, I'm not doing that. I'm not going that far. I'm going Gonzaga.
See, that's what I thought.
All right, Gonzaga in the Sweet 16, and then I have Florida State taking down Marquette in the round 2, going to the Sweet 16.
So do I.
All right, I have Buffalo taking down Texas Tech and moving on to the Sweet 16. Tech. Okay, all right, that's where we disagree.
That's where
then I have Michigan. You said what?
Those are my dad did some med school at.
And then I'm taking Michigan over Florida.
And so am I.
All right. So let's just jump right into the West, actually, now that we're here. In the Sweet 16, we've got Gonzaga versus Florida State, right?
Yes.
Yes. Wow. This is a tough matchup.
I have Florida State.
I originally have Gonzaga because I have Gonzaga, I think, in my Final Four.
Really?
But I'm going to go with you. I'm taking Florida State to upset Gonzaga.
Same.
I just hope Florida State doesn't blow out or lose to Marquette in this round of 2, man.
And that's their hardest. I feel like that's a hard matchup.
That's a hard matchup, dude. That's a hard matchup.
Yes. So
all right.
Texas Tech and Michigan, who do you have? Oh, sorry, you have
I have Buffalo and Michigan. I'm going Michigan.
Okay, so I have Texas Tech.
Wow, you've got Texas Tech in the Elite 8?
Yes.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, you've got some guts there, man.
No.
All right. Well, then I'm assuming – I'm just going to jump right into the West. I'm assuming you're saying that Florida State's going to make the Final Four.
Yeah.
Wow! I don't believe this.
I do.
This is making my day. I love this. I have Florida State versus Michigan.
And who are you taking?
And I'm going Florida State too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wait, I'm surprised you went because you're a big rider of Michigan.
I am a big rider of Michigan. At the beginning of the season, I said Michigan. If we go back to one of the Ball Talk episodes, I said Michigan's going to get back to the Final Four. But I'm not seeing it anymore. I don't know why.
You said UNC Jordan is better than Michigan Jordan.
Of course, UNC Jordan is better than Michigan Jordan, so it doesn't matter. It's the real Jordan. I'm going Florida State. You're right. You know, wow, this is crazy because I had Gonzaga up until this recording going to the Final Four. I'm going Florida State. I'm sticking with you.
They very well could be. They still could be. It's no disrespect to Gonzaga. I just think I don't know if they have the consistency to do it.
Fair. So we're going Florida State. Let's jump into the East here. Did we do round Sweet 16 or what did we do?
Oh, we didn't. We did up to. Look,
let's just make this quick. I got Virginia Tech and Duke in the Sweet 16.
Yes, so do I.
All right, and then I've got Maryland and Michigan State in this. Oh, no. Yeah, Maryland and Michigan State.
Yeah.
All right.
So who do you have from there?
Can Virginia Tech? That's the biggest storyline.
That's the thing that.
Can Virginia Tech do it again?
And we talked about this. You said that they would lose after a couple of rounds. So this would be your couple of round. This would be the round they would lose if you think that they're gonna get upset.
No, I think they're gonna get upset in the Elite 8. So I'm going Duke and Michigan State to the Elite 8.
I'm going Duke as well.
All right, and this is where you and I disagree 100%. But I'm going Michigan State to the Final Four.
Yeah. So then between Maryland and Michigan State, I have Michigan State as well, and then I have Duke going on to the Final Four.
You're just a Zion Williamson rider. That's what you are.
I'm a huge Zion Williams rider. There's not been a more polarizing figure in a while than him, and also that team's defense. I think that as much of credit that we give Michigan State, they're missing some pieces. And I believe that Duke in the end, they're going to win this overall.
You just revealed who's going to win.
That's like 50% of the bracket. It's not like breaking news, honestly, but I believe that Duke is definitely going to the Final Four over Michigan State. And I think, to be honest, this is going to be a bigger game than people are making it out to be. People are just like, oh, it's either Michigan State or Duke, and it's just going to not be that close. I think it'll be a pretty close game.
I'm going to have to disagree with you here. I got Michigan State going to the Final Four. And I think that without a doubt, right now, Cassius Winston, Tom Izzo, Michigan State is hot. I know they've lost two important players, and they've lost two important players, but I just have a feeling about the veteranship of the veteran players that Michigan State has, and Duke's lack of experience, I think, is going to cost Duke in the Elite Eight.
We'll see, man. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think that Duke's veterans aren't gonna. I mean, lack of veterans, I should say. I don't think that's gonna be a huge deal at this part of the time, because even though Tom Izzo, he has great players, and they're still struggling, I feel like, to find kind of like their go-to player, right?
They have the best point guard in the country, Cassius Winston.
But I still don't think that's gonna be enough when you have three of the best players in Duke.
Yeah, but look, that's what people said when Syracuse came to town in Durham. That's what people said when they played Carolina for the third time, but only won by 1 point. This team is beatable.
That can be said the same thing for UNC. The UNC had to go into overtime to beat Syracuse.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Syracuse overtime? I don't think so.
I believe so.
Okay, all of that aside, but we're not talking about Carolina. We're talking about Duke, and that doesn't change.
No, we have to talk about that because we all know who you're about to put there is winning it all. So
okay,
that is
all right. Let's move on. All right, where are we at? Okay. We're on the. Did we do the West and we did the East, right?
Yeah. So we need to do UVA side. The South. All right,
UVA is going to the Elite Eight.
Okay. I agree. No, I don't agree. No, I don't agree. I think UC Irvine beats UVA.
You're going to UC Irvine to the Elite Eight?
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys, losing it, people.
Yeah, UC Irvine.
All right, I got Tennessee moving on as well.
I have Tennessee as well.
Okay, and I have Tennessee going to the Final Four.
I have you. Not kidding. I have.
Stop.
I have Tennessee.
I'm gonna make that a sound bit and put it on Instagram.
The madness has to stop somewhere.
All right.
Tennessee is the Final Four.
Okay, so your Final Four is Duke, Florida State, Tennessee, and now we got to move on to the Carolina bracket.
There.
I got Carolina meeting Auburn in the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16. I got Carolina moving on to the Elite Eight.
I have Carolina as well moving on to the Elite Eight.
Hey, there we go. Let's go, babe. All right. And I've got, this is tough.
Yes, it is.
Kentucky or Houston? I'm going to pull an upset, actually. Even though I probably won't put this in my bracket, I'm going Houston to upset Kentucky.
I don't think so. I was really debating it too. But I think that Kentucky makes it out.
All right.
Because I want to see a rematch.
All right. 2017. Luke May hits a buzzer beater to beat Kentucky.
And he forms a monster De'Aaron Fox who rips up the NBA. Yeah. So I want to hear it.
So what happens in 2019?
I hear that UNC does not need a buzzer beater to beat Kentucky, and they win comfortably. Don't make me say it again.
Carolina moving on to the Final Four, baby. You know it. That's not even a damn question.
Wow.
All right. So your Final Four is Duke, Florida State, Tennessee, Carolina.
Yes, sir.
I am going to go back and make a modification to Florida State.
Oh, interesting.
Actually, no, I'm not. My Final Four is Michigan State, Florida State, Tennessee, Carolina.
That is a very odd Final Four to have.
All right. I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
I have Michigan State moving on to the national title game.
Yes, of course, of course.
And I have Kobe White, Cam Johnson, Kenny Williams, Luke May, Nasir Little, Garrison Brooks, Leaky Black Baby, taking down Admiral Schofields and the Tennessee Volunteers.
Well, yeah. So I had the Duke Blue Devils
Fake.
beating the
Trash.
Florida State.
Trash.
And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for me, because I'll enjoy this as a fellow North Carolinian, I have UNC going on to the final. And we will see for the first time a Duke UNC matchup. And so no matter what happens in the regular season, this will be for the ultimate bragging rights for years to come.
I don't know how to break it to you. This is never happening.
Why not?
Because if Carolina gets the national title game,
it's destined. Why are they on the opposite sides of the bracket?
If Carolina gets the national title game, Duke's losing in like the 4th round in the Elite Eight.
Nope.
It always happens. The only time Duke ever wins is when Carolina gets the Elite Eight and we blow out of it.
That's literally the same thing you just said about Duke.
So
get out of here.
So
your hatred for Duke is unnecessary. As the objective analysis on Ball Talk, I'm telling you, it is going to be a great game. I think that talent will beat out in the end.
Here's what's gonna happen. Regardless if that happened, and even if Duke won, we would still be the better school because we have 7 national championships. They would have 6.
No. Hiren, you can say that. No. But if this was the opposite way, and that Duke had lost the national championship,
but Waleed, that's a valid argument because then Duke would have 5 titles and we would have 8.
But that's not the point. You and I both know that these two schools meeting up in the finals will mean so much. And whoever wins, the bracket rights would be ridiculous. You cannot surmise it to a point where it's just, it'll just be 5 versus 8 or 6 versus 7. It is not that simple. As much as you want to make it like that, it is not that simple at all.
Give me your score prediction since you have Duke beating Carolina like a never mind.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 85-76.
Duke beats Carolina in Minneapolis.
Yes.
All right, this is where you're wrong. April 2009, Tom Izzo's Michigan State took on Roy Williams' North Carolina Tar Heels.
No one cares about that.
In Detroit, Michigan.
No one cares about that. Only thing that good came out of
Michigan, and Tyler Hansborough and the North Carolina Tar Heels took down Michigan State.
And no one's heard from him since.
This is going to be a redemption match for Michigan State. And yet again, they're going to fall short. And these Tar Heels, baby, are going to be the national champions. And we're going to win 2 in 4 years.
And I'm going to tell you that it's going to be UNC and Duke meeting in the final. And it's going to be UNC feeling overwhelmed as they did at the end of that game in the ACC tournament. And we're going to see a repeat of self-destruction where I think UNC will come out hot as they always do. It's about keeping that. And it's about whether their point guard, Kobe White, can not turn over the ball. Because as much as I love Kobe White, and I've raved about him, I've raved about Luke May, I've raved about Cam Johnson. What did I say about Cam Johnson? About what was my problem with him when we were watching that game?
He doesn't know how to pass the ball.
It's not about, okay, that's harsh. That was me, that's harsh. It's just that outside of shooting, we saw a lot of turnovers come from him. What do I say about Kobe White? He's like the Westbrook factor, where he can really lead you to a team and he brings that energy, or he can lose it for you. That last shot, they had quite a few chances against Duke. He did not need to take that off-balance shot.
He had to take if you understand that play, he had to take that shot because he slipped. The play that Roy called when he called the timeout when Duke was taking the free throws was for Kobe White to drive to the basket. He was driving to the basket. He slipped. If he kept going, he would have traveled. So he had to chuck it up. He had no option.
That's fine, but that's a freshman mistake.
Okay. What about Zion Williamson being dirt? Freshman mistake.
You're so mad. He wasn't even dirt you. If you're calling out a player, call out Cam Reddish, for example.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Give me something to
I
like
had to
fight
look.
you
I
against.
had to say that. I had to say that to trigger you and make you laugh.
It
So,
won't make me mad because
but
I know.
look. All facts aside, I don't think Duke gets to the Final Four. I think Michigan State upsets them, and you got Duke winning it all. I've got Carolina beating Michigan State in the national title game. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens, bro.
We're gonna see. And you're right. The only problem with Duke, like I said, is that if they can be mature and not let the pressure of them being freshmen and them just kind of relaxing, be like, oh, we're number one, we're better than everyone. Zion gives me this impression that it won't be like that. I just need everybody else to prove that to me. And that's unfair. That's like saying Zion's perfect. He's not perfect. Like I need to see what the rest of the teams could do. Because the only thing with Duke is that if you shut down Zion Williamson, what are the rest of the players gonna do? And I told you, I think that this is the tournament where RJ Barrett solidifies his number 2 spot in the NBA draft over John Morant.
This is my problem with Duke. My problem with Duke is I'm not worried about Zion. Zion's going to put up 35 a night because he's Zion. He's a once-in-a-generation talent. The problem with Duke is RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, and that rest of that dirt team down 8 miles in Durham.
Yeah, not dirt stuff.
Don't show up. They never show up.
They show up defensively. Hold up. They show up defensively. It's about offensively what they can do. That's my thing.
Look, I don't think that team is good enough to beat. There are teams in this tournament that are better teams. They have the 3 best players.
I agree with that. I agree with that. What happened to that Kentucky team that won? Right? We argue about this all the time. That Kentucky as a program, they're kind of like a worse version of like they only have one and dones, right? But when they have a once in a generational talent, they can win over any team.
Here's why you're wrong. Because there have been so many Duke teams that have had once-in-a-generation talents. There have been so many Kentucky teams that have had once-in-a-generation talents.
Not like Zion.
That's not true.
Zion.
You're telling me Zion Williamson is going to be a better player in the NBA than Anthony Davis.
I'm not saying he's better yet because that's unfair to put pressure on that kid, but he is being projected as to be that kind of talent.
Zion Williamson will never be as good as Anthony Davis. I'm going on record right now and saying
that. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous to predict without seeing him play one NBA game.
Zion Williamson will never be as good as Anthony Davis.
And that's just because you're a Carolina fan and you hate on every Duke player.
That's purely facts.
No, it's not.
I'm telling you right now.
I think Anthony Davis was going to be as good as he was while playing for Kentucky because I didn't. I thought he
did, yes.
But you cannot tell from Zion. Zion Williamson has brought the full package.
Okay.
He has shown in the NBA he will be just fine.
Okay,
I'm not
arguing better
because I haven't seen him play a game.
Okay, all aside, let me get back to my point. Kentucky and Duke have both had all-star teams. And in the past 10, 15 years that they've both been doing the one and done, they haven't done well with the one and done.
Here, the difference is that this team is not your regular all-star team. This is
you're missing my point.
They have 3 players potentially all in the lottery.
You're missing my point. My whole point is that this team that you and the media is propagating as this unbelievable team is actually not that great. And it's just Zion Williamson who has propelled them to a little bit higher heights. But I think when they get in the NCAA tournament,
propels other people around him. That's the difference.
When they get to the NCAA tournament, a team like Michigan State's going to come along, and Zion and them are going to struggle. I really do believe it.
And that's also assuming that. What if Michigan State doesn't make it, huh? What if they lose to State?
If Michigan State doesn't make it, I have Virginia Tech upsetting Duke.
That's ridiculous. That just shows that you just don't want Duke in there because you know that they're a threat to your Carolina. Let's be honest. Because in my opinion, because you're afraid that Duke's gonna win again.
No, let me be honest with you. I'm not afraid from a Carolina perspective. I think that we would beat them in a 4th matchup easily. I actually think we would win by 10 points.
Clearly not. Clearly.
Wow, I got heated there. My gum falling out.
My thing is that there's only a couple of teams I think in this tournament that could beat Duke, and one of those teams is UNC. That's why I have them matched up together. In the end, do I think Duke's gonna win? Yes, I do because of the facts I already stated earlier. However, that doesn't say anything less about UNC because I have them in the finals for a reason because they're composed, they're well, everything. But
You don't have the
Duke, you're taking away Duke's credentials all year. Every time they've been fully healthy, they have only lost to Gonzaga, and we don't even have them
Not
in
true.
the final, near the
Not true.
finals.
What about Syracuse?
They won with my God. The only time they've lost
Nope.
without Zion,
Nope.
without
Nope.
Zion, I
Nope.
will
When they
literally show
lost,
you.
look it up right now. When they lost to Syracuse, they had Zion Williamson. And they lost at home with Zion Williamson, with RJ Barrett, with Cam Reddish. Syracuse twinsled into town and beat them.
Where are you talking about? I see Duke winning.
That they played twice this season. Duke beat them at Syracuse. Syracuse beat Duke at Duke earlier in the season. Look it up. All of that aside, we can't agree on the Final Four. We can't agree on the national champion. We can't agree on the national championship game. So we're just gonna have to let it be. It's March.
Again,
It's madness.
it's March. It's madness.
It's March. It's madness, and you just never know what's gonna happen. So, for all I know, John Morant's winning the NCAA tournament.
You're right. You're right. They did lose. They did lose.
Exactly.
They did lose.
So I get back to my point that, look, on paper, Duke should win it all. But I think the tournament isn't about what's on paper. It's about who's getting hot at the right time. Michigan State is hot at the right time.
So then I can argue the same point for you about UNC. UNC chose the wrong time to fall to Duke.
I actually think here's where that argument doesn't work.
No, see, you do this every time with UNC.
1 second. Let me give my point. We won 16 straight games. This is the same thing that happened in 2017. This is the same thing that happened in 2009. Same thing that happened in 2005.
This is a different team.
1 second.
This is a whole different team.
This is a better team than all three of those teams. This team has won 16 straight. They're going into the ACC tournament red hot. They almost beat Duke. They lose by 1 point. They know they can beat them. This is an awakening. This is a call to say, hey, now we just have to win 6 straight games. And if we get Duke again, we know we can beat them.
This is why it's not an awakening for me. It's because it's the way you guys lost. You guys gave up at least 10 plus point lead in the second half.
No. No, we gave the 10 plus point lead with 8 minutes to go in the first half. I don't know if you remember, but the halftime score was 44-44. So, and this is where I disagree.
Yeah, so my entire thing is that they came back. And that's the thing, that talent is the thing
that's going to happen in the NCAA tournament. That's always going to happen. It's going to be ebbs and flows.
Not in a championship game. I don't think like these things happen at a championship game.
Okay, all right. I don't want to keep this episode going too long. Look, March is March. March is madness. May the best team win. All I got to say is this.
Go Blue Devils! Go Blue Devils!
This team right here is about to go to its third national championship game in 4 years. Watch.
And I agree. I've agreed with you. Just not winning it.
This team is going to win its second national title in 3 years.
What happened to why not 3 for 3?
That's when was the last time NC State was in the?
No. So why are you talking about NC State? We just won our NIT game. We just won our NIT game. Don't talk to me. I'm on cloud 9.
Put some respect. You won the NIT.
Oh, and all I'm gonna say right now is that if UNC dares not get to the final game, oh, you're gonna hear it from me. You are going to hear it from me. I said to you, you're way too talented.
I said to you, it's March. Anything can happen. I could even see Iona beating us, right? At the same token, you best know, if Duke does not get to the Final Four or the national title game, I don't care what happens to Carolina. All I'm going to do is call you and say, what did I tell you?
And I'm going to tell you.
Did I tell you?
No, you won't.
No, you know why you can't make that argument? You know why you can't?
No, and then no, and you don't get to say that. You know why? Because I've written UNC I've written them off for so long. If the year I decide that they are good and they don't get to where I think they should.
That's exactly why you can't talk smack, because you have Carolina going to the you have Carolina going to the final. I have Duke losing in the Elite Eight. So I'm already saying on the record that Duke is not getting to the Final Four.
That's fine. And so when it happens that say Duke wins and on the other side UNC isn't in there,
If
I'm going
Duke,
to
look, if Duke wins the national title, come call me. Call me and talk all the shit you want. But
I'll remember this.
I'm telling you right now, that's not happening.
I'll remember this. And when Zion holds that Best Player of the Year trophy, oh, it's gonna feel so good.
All right. Well, may the best team win. Thank you guys for tuning in. We thank you for joining this Ball Talk episode. It was an exciting episode. We ran through our NCAA bracket, and now it's on audio for us to go back and say who lied and who wasn't lying.
Right.
But I'm excited. Anything you got to say to the viewers, Waleed? Anything that you want to update them on? Anything like that?
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You guys are the reason we do this. Yeah, I think that we haven't argued very much on podcasts before. This was set up for me and Hiren to argue clearly. But this is gonna be fun. I can't wait for March. March is a great month for many reasons.
So let me close it on a good note. I'm gonna say it again. March is back, baby. March is madness. May the best team win. And as always, go Heels.
Nope, go Blue Devils.
Bandwagoner!